Hello! I just got back from Nashville Needlework Market. I want to show you everything that I picked up for the store. Now, it might not be as much as in the past, but I did get some cool stuff, and I think maybe you'll like it. So let's take a look here and start unpacking bags and see what I've got. This first is from Romy's Creations. There was a lot of Americana this year for the 250th birthday. So you'll be seeing a lot of that because I did have some requests for it in the shop. So I picked some up. We'll see what you guys like, and hopefully you'll like everything and come in and see me. So first, from Romy's Creations, I have 1776 to 2026. It's a nice little buildings, and it says on there United States of America with the dates, buildings and flags. And also from Romy's, I have the Stitch or Treat book. Now this particular book has several patterns, including those, and these, and it also has some recipes in there too, which is nice. You can make a little scary looking sandwich. There's some pumpkin spice cookies, some sugar cookies, and yeah, I'm too old for this sheet. I know that feeling. So that's what I have from Romy's. From Heart in Hand, I just have one small one from Heart in Hand. This is the quail sampler. It's got a quail there in the alphabet and the 2026. Some of the stuff I pick up because I want it, obviously. I mean, it'll get priced and go out, but before it sells, I may pick it up to stitch it. This one I picked up because when I did the wood badge training in Boy Scouts, I was in the Bob White Patrol or the Quail Patrol. So anytime I see something with a quail on it, I have to get it. Because once you're a Bob White, you're always a Bob White. Next, I have teriyaki beef jerky from Buc-ee's. I'm not sure how this bag got left up here, but there's some cherry maple. This is not for sale. This is for Natasha's consumption. We also got some big chocolate peanut butter and dark chocolate peanut butter. Those are for personal consumption as well. And next we have a sewing machine sticker. Oh, let me Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? I also picked up a couple shop models. This is Follow Me. It is a collaboration between Stitchy Pros and Bindi Stitchy. So this is the model for it. This is the chart. Now this Stitchy Pros is part of the chart, I believe has the first three, the frame and the first three squares. And then Bindi Stitchy has the other three squares. So if you come in and buy this chart, you're getting the frame and these three squares. These three, I guess. But there is instructions in here on how to finish it into a drum, so you don't have to finish it fully this way. And I also do have the rest of it. And this is also an excellent example of lacing to finish. So I need to hang on to that so I can cheat when I do it, so I know how to do it. Also, well, I guess I'll get there when I get there. Also from Stitchy Pros, I picked up the model for, it's called Never Apart. It says, goodbyes are never forever. We will always be together and never apart because of your place within my heart. It's a memorial sampler for a pet. Now this is the cat one. Don't worry, Penelope is fine. But this is a cat one. It also comes, the pattern also comes with the dog. And I have that pattern available in my shop as well. And if you want to see it, I have the model. So that's cool. And then these are older from Stitchy Pros, I think. But I did pick up a couple copies of them because I had requests for them and because they're cute. This one is called Mary Meowmas Biscornu or Biscornu. I don't know how you pronounce that. But it is cats on the little pin cushiony type thing. If you don't know what a biscornu or a biscornu is, it's you take two squares and instead of stitching them together like this to make a square pillow, you stitch them together like this. And it makes that fun shape. So you could see this is the point of the back one is the center of the front one. And the point on the front one is the center of the back, if that makes any sense. But I have that one. And then this one is called Meowster Mash. It is also a Biscornu, Cats at Halloween. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And then one more from Stitchy Pros. Again, it is an older one, but it's called Soul Gardeners. Friends are the gardeners of our souls. I have friends. Like 3 or 4. And next we have nothing. There's nothing in this bag. Just some Beneath the Waves stickers from the Cross Stitch the Rainbow series. Ooh, next we have Ghost Boy Needleworks. Now, Ghost Boy, Ray, he does some fun stuff. And he also, in addition to cross stitch and needlepoint, he also designs beaded fobs. So I got a couple fob kits and I got some cross stitch patterns from him. This one is called Chipper Chopper, a happy little guillotine there. We have a matching fob kit for it. This is called Off With Their Hearts. So it's a beaded scissor fob. I like how in the center here where it's like empty in the center of this one, it's clear beads in the center here. And then the heart shape is negative space. So when you bead it, you'll bead that heart shape out. Then I have one called Stitch Lich, which I think is appropriate for the kind of store I have. Got the Grim Reaper there, or a Lich, and he's holding the stitched RIP. I have this one, which is the Bride of Frankenstein dancing, called I Dance the Body Electric. She's touching that. I don't know what this thing is called. I mean, I know what it is. You touch it and it like makes your hair stand up. It's a static electricity thing. So there's that. And then the last stitching pattern I have from Ghost Boy is called And Yet I Rise. It says And Yet I Rise on it. It's a dandelion growing out of the concrete or out of the pavement, which I identify with that. And we have a matching fob called Unbroken, which is again the dandelion growing out of the pavement. Next we have Satsuma Street. This one is probably for me, unless you really, really like it. But they only had one left, and it's kind of a tradition in my house. This is a Christmas pickle. It is a kit. It comes with the little sequins and beads and a needle, and the hanging thread. But obviously you supply the fabric and the floss. So this is the Christmas pickle. I only have one of these. They were in very short supply. So if you see it and you really, 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 really want it, I might sell it to you. But I might not. Next from Satsuma Street, we have Hip Kitties. There are these two cats. The white one on the back says, "What greater gift than the love of a cat?" And the black one says, "A cat is a puzzle with no solution. Ain't that the truth?" Obviously these are stitched on, the black one is stitched on black, the white one is stitched on white. There's no reason you couldn't stitch them on whatever color you wanted. Orange for your orange cats. Well, I don't, maybe you might not want to do that because these cats might pick up the single orange brain cell if you did it on orange, and then all the orange cats in the world would be even more doomed than they already are. But anyway, so there's that. Hip Kitties. I really like those. I think they're super cute. And then this one is called Perfect Presents. It is a Christmas stocking with cats on the presents. Again, there's no need to stitch it on the pink. You could stitch it on whatever you wanted. If you don't like stitching on color. This particular one looks like it was stitched on Ada or Aida. But there's no, I mean, you can stitch it on whatever you want. Next from Satsuma Street, we have one called Fish Dish. Bunch of fish and around there. This particular model was stitched with DMC Echo Vita wool thread, which I am not familiar with, but it says it also includes a DMC or Cosmo conversion, a regular DMC. This one is called Sunnyside. It reminds me of the Partridge Family. I think that's really cute. And that is all from Satsuma Street. Next we have just one from Ink Circles. When I walked in Ink Circles' room, she's like, "Oh, I thought of you when I was designing this one." It's called Game Night. I think it's very, again, very appropriate for here. This is probably the first one I'm going to stitch. That I picked up. In fact, I may start this one yet this afternoon. I may even stitch it on the gray. I don't know. It depends. But yeah, game pieces. There's chess pieces. There's a meeple on there. Looks like Monopoly houses and hotels. There's a 20-sided die. Dice, regular dice. Battleship pegs and the battleships. Pawns from like Trouble or Sorry. So yeah, there's that one. I have several copies of it. It's a nice little pattern. I haven't given you any prices, but this one's going to retail for $8. So there's that. And next, I know I probably don't sound very excited at all, but I really am. I had so much fun. I'm glad I got to go again. Even though I couldn't stay the whole time, it's probably over now, but it still was going on today and I came home yesterday. But it's just, Nashville Needlework Market is so much fun. Even if I don't get to buy a lot, it's still a lot of fun. This next one is from the Stitching Kitten. This is called Melvin the Library Cat. Nice little gray cat sitting on a stack of books there. And she says right on the back, this chart would be super easy to personalize. Melvin needs 2 colors, a light and a dark, and the books each need 2 colors. 2 colors with high contrast. So, you know, like the blue for the book and then the darker blue for the little thingies there. And the 2 colors in Melvin looks like his base color, and then around his eyes are a different color. But again, there's no reason why you couldn't, like if I wanted to do Penelope, I just changed the whole thing to black. But if I wanted to do Pearl, my cat Pearl at home, I would do most of the cat white with like gray here and a gray tail, and it would be Pearl. So that would be super easy to personalize the cat. And so you see me doing this, I'm not like well, I am losing my mind, but I was actually pointing to the back. And then also from the Stitching Kitten, these are from her favorite Fabled Hollow series. I have Maiden of the Cosmos. On any kind of galaxy type fabric would be beautiful. And then I have Maiden of Autumn. And she is, Cosmos and Autumn here are both stitched and a little bit of beading. She's got a nice little fox with her. So those are those 2. And let's see, that's just a sticker. Got some notepads. I mean, because when you, some pens, when you get down to it, this is a trade show. Oh, next we have the Stitch Crypt. This is called Feral and Spooky. We have Cauldron Snail. He's got, instead of his regular shell on his back, he's hauling around his cauldron. The next one from the Stitch Crypt I have is called Snail Mail. So the snail's got his hauling around his postage bag, and I think the pigeon is actually the mailman, because, you know, carrier pigeons, right? Mail carrier? So there's that one. I think he's very cute. I'm not, you know, they're kind of weird looking, but I think he's very cute. So we have a couple of copies of that. And then from Fine Frog Stitching, we have Soaring Sky Bat. It's a bat with his wings spread, but the wings have the night sky on them. We have Opossum Forager. She's been out gathering her greens and mushrooms. We have the Perfect Pumpkin Company. I would have to mirror this for it to be Penelope, because Penelope's missing her right arm. So I'd have to, you know, figure out how to flip this. But that could very well be Penelope there. I have the Lovers. 2 owls for a nice tarot card. The lovers represent love, unity, and harmony. And this beautiful owl couple embodies romance itself as they perch together in the moonlight. I also have the Fool. The Fool represents new beginnings, potential, leaps of faith. And this excited silly goose is ready to waddle on to his next big adventure. Next I have from Cotton Pixels, I have one called Rain, Rain, Go Away. Or, sorry, just one rain. Rain, Go Away. It's a black cat sitting with her umbrella under the rain clouds. I feel this in my soul right now. It has rained so much here lately. And granted, I was gone a couple days because I was in Nashville, and it didn't rain while I was in Nashville, but boy, did it rain on me going down. And boy, did it rain on me coming home. It's actually nice and sunny here today, but we looked at the forecast before and it's supposed to rain again on Wednesday, I think. Maybe it'll stop raining eventually, who knows. This one is called Halloween on the Green. It makes a nice little square pin cushion. If you look at it on the back, it's... This is the front, and then the back, you can see where the sides are like this. And then it gives you instructions on how to finish it as like a ottoman type of thing, you know. Instead of a pillow, you've got the square with the band around it. And then last from Cotton Pixels, I have Chocolate Cat. This is a cat sitting in the window with his box of chocolates. And it says oh, you need 2 beads for the cat's eyes. They are not included, but any kind of little, any kind of petite seed beads would work. I guess it's got more beads than just the cat's eye. So there's more beading on there. And these little hearts are also beads. Those are Mill Hill Treasures. I can get all of that for you if you like those. Next, we have Rebel Stitcher. I got some needle minders here too. Now, these are probably not going to be for sale. They're probably going to be for the Stitch Pluto retreat coming up in October of this year. For more information on that, you can go to www.diceandneedle.com. Click on the Stitch Pluto 2026 tab, and that'll give you everything you need. It is October 22nd to 25th over at French Lick at the French Lick Resort. And we will, just like last year, it's cross-stitching and Dungeons & Dragons. This year, the theme is cryptids. So I have a couple needle minders here. I have Mothman. He says on him, spread your wings. I have a Bigfoot that says believe in yourself. And I have a Jackalope that says don't mistake kindness for weakness. These will probably all be some type of prizes over at Stitch Pluto, but you should, if you've ever thought about going to a cross-stitch retreat, you should totally check it out because we had so much fun last year. It's going to be bigger and better this year. Again, diceandneedle.com. Click on the Stitch Pluto tab. That'll give you all the information you need. I also have another needle minder here. This is from me because she only had one left, and this is me totally. It's not hoarding if your shit is cool. Okay, back to some charts here from Rebel Stitcher. I have Make Art, Not War. I have Radicalized by Basic Decency. And Home is Where My Cold Dead Heart Is. Those are from Rebel Stitcher. Next we have Dirty Annie's. Dirty Annie's Southern Style. This first one is funny. Prostitute. This model was stitched. Okay, it was stitched 6/2 on 18 count. So that was on 18. That would be like on if you stitched it over 1 on 9 count. So this is a big. I mean, the pillow was like this long. It's a big pillow. But you use 6 strands. Over 2, it comes out to 28 inches long about. And you can stitch it on whatever size you want. If you want to stitch it on smaller to make it smaller, there's no reason why you can't. If you stitch it on 14 count, Normally over one, it would be 18 inches long by about 4.5 inches tall. And again, this is all done in one color. So there's no reason you couldn't stitch this in whatever color you wanted to on whatever kind of fabric you wanted to make it match your decor. This is another one that I think I will definitely be stitching at some point. It probably won't be a fair entry because I doubt if the judges at the fair would appreciate it as much as I do, because I think it's hilarious. All right, and next from Dirty Annie's, we have one called 4 French Cats. Again, it is a biscornu. There are 4 cats on the front, 1 in each corner, and then the back of it is this rose pattern. Here's a better look. There's the cats on the front, and then the rose pattern on the back. Okay, and now from Counting Puddles. If you could see my table, all my patterns I'm throwing in a pile over here, and all my bags and invoices I'm throwing over here. So when I go back and count it, or not count it, but price it here in a bit, I'm gonna have to reorganize everything again, but that's okay. Counting Puddles, we have Bubble Seahorse. We have the Climbing Roses bookmark. Very pretty if you're into bookmarks. This is a nice one. The model is finished as a 2x6 bookmark, and the suggested fabric is a 16 count. It's called White Chocolate Ada, but it's just an off-white. And then we have Raven's Harvest Moon. We have a Spring Hummingbird Mandala. And this one is called Polar Lights. Got a couple more stickers here. We've got another sewing machine. Got couple rainbow stitched hearts here. I picked one up that says Mama Cat Knitting Queen, which, I mean, no knitting. I don't knit, but it was a cat. What else am I supposed to do? All right, next from Twin Peaks Primitive, we have Witch House Sampler. We have Witch Sampler. And then this one is called Over the Moon. We've got a black cat in the moon here. Empty bag. These are from Wildflower Stitching. This one says the power of the people is greater than the people in power. A nice little round here called Liberty and Justice for All. From Plum Street Samplers, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, which is the full pledge there. And it reminds you on the back that Francis Bellamy wrote the words to the Pledge of Allegiance in 1892, and in 1954 the words "Under God" were added. This one is called Happy Day. Little bunny rabbit jumping there. We have Freedom Flock. From Needle Made Designs, we have Let Freedom Ring. This is a pin pillow, and this is like the one I showed you before. This has got the eagle on the front here on the square, but then the sides have the bunting around them. And this one was finished as one piece instead of the band separately. So you would stitch it, and then when you would fold it down, you would do the corners in there. And it does have instructions there on how to finish it like that, as well as the source to get the striped fabric she had on the back, which met up with the corners perfectly. And then the Ranson Reticule and Smalls. I don't think I said that right. But the reason I picked this one up, and she showed me this, Linda showed me this, she was very excited, which I can't say that I blame her, when she saw that I was a game store as well, because this is about the size of a deck of cards, okay? And this is hollow. There's another piece down here which is a little bit smaller, but also hollow, that slides up in there. So it slides apart. And this would be the perfect size to store a deck of cards, your Pokemon cards, your Magic cards, whatever. Here's a picture right here of how it looks. So if you wanted, you could make this and store your cards in it. And it says this reticule, or however you pronounce that, my tools does hold, it says on one side. So I mean, hey, if you want to have a little fancy thing for your cards. All right, next we have a couple more stickers. This one says, Slow Stitch Love. And then this one says, I thought there was, yeah, there's two copies of this one. It says, relax, recreate, rejuvenate, renew, reflect, reimagine, refresh, revive, sewing, retreat. My creative heart is rejoicing. Remember those sewing machine stickers I showed you earlier? Well, here is the pattern for them. This one says, Stitch Lovely. This one says, Beautiful Maker. I have two copies of each of those. And then also from Robin Pickens, I have Glory in the Wind. You can see it is the birds pulling the stripes onto the flag. Established 1776, United States of America, 250 years. Oh, I have one more from Plum Street, which I missed. This one is called A Worthy Patriot. And it is another Americana one. It has Liberty Now Hath the Country. It's got Lafayette, Betsy Ross, Battle of Yorktown. We've got the battles of Lexington and Concord. Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. We've got Prescott, Dawes, and Revere doing their famous ride. The doves up there. Okay. I'm getting close to being done. I told you I didn't get a lot, but I got enough. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. Boomerang Stitches. She is just located across the river in Kentucky, so she's not that far away from me at all. And let's see, there's her freebie. I think this one, I'll say that one, that's my favorite one of her. I'll say that for last. This is Trick or Treat Willa. We've got one called Glow Below with the anglerfish. Did you know, you would expect an anglerfish to be really big, right? No, they're little guys. And I know that because the Harvard Natural History Museum has one preserved, and it's only that big. This one is called Trick or Tweet Percy. Percy is a pirate. He is a peg-leg pigeon pirate. Pigeon? No, he's a seagull. Natasha, he's a seagull, not a pigeon. This is the ruby-throated hummingbirds. This is called Fruit Dove Frenzy. And then my favorite from her is Cicada Season. It's actually, if you stitch it on, he's 67 stitches wide and 103 stitches high. So he's about bookmark size if you stitch him on normal. If you stitch him on 18 count, he's about a little over 3.5 inches wide and just about 7 inches tall. But she had one there that was stitched on 7 or 8 count, and it was like that big. It was amazing, and I'm going to have to stitch him that big because it will be amazing. So that is Cicada Season. Next, from the Shaded Stitchery, from Nuri at the Shaded Stitchery, we have Glowing in the Deep. This one is called Summer Mosaic. This one is called Spring Mosaic. Now, I could be wrong, but if they don't already exist, I'm betting that eventually we'll get a Winter Mosaic and an Autumn Mosaic as well. They may already exist. I don't know, but there's that. And this one is called Broken Wings Welcomed. Excuse me. I got one copy of America, Land That We Love. This is a very big one. It's got each of the 50 states and a little idea of what the states are famous for. Like Maine has the lobster there. Indiana, what does Indiana have? A race car or corn? Indiana has quilts. Iowa gets the corn. Georgia has peaches. Nevada has a kettle. I'm going to assume that's like a copper kettle for copper mines, I guess. I think that says Nevada. Yeah, Nebraska has pigs. Michigan has cars. So yeah, there's that. And it's... So I got this one because I really like the idea of having each individual little state square to stitch. Somebody had the idea of stitching the states in order that they visited them, or stitching the frame and doing all the little borders, but then stitching in the state after you visited it, which would be a really cool way to have a memory of where you visited. It looks like something I would have stitched in the 80s. So is that vintage? Is that retro? It looks that to me, but I still think it's cute. And I really like it, or else I wouldn't have gotten it. We have, this is from Finally a Farm Girl, don't forget the floss. We have 250 years of patriotic wordplay. We have Haven for Liberty Sampler. It says 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth this Constitution. So it's from the Gettysburg Address. So there's that. And then this little one is called Land That I Love. This was the market book. Ooh, I forgot I had a bag full of Tootsie Rolls here. These are, again, Stitch Pluto. There's the information, October 22nd to 25th in French Lick. www.dysonneedle.com/Stitch Pluto 2026. Check it out. This one is from Lucy Beam. It's called Coffee Dreams. It says, last night I wanted to drink coffee. This morning I am drinking coffee. Follow your dreams. Let's see here. I think that's all the patterns I got. I did get picked up a couple other things I want to show you guys. So again, I didn't pick up that many patterns. I mean, there's a nice little selection there, but that's not nearly everything, or even close to. That's probably maybe a tenth of what was there. Maybe. Probably not even that much. This is For the Stitcher Soul makes a nice planner. So I picked up one of these kind of as a sample. And this is one that, if anybody would ever want one, I can certainly order. It does come with a couple of pens. And a lot of times you see these planners and they're just not a very good quality. This one is excellent. It's a nice hardcover. It's got the nice gold colored rings. It has the gold points on the corners. And then this particular one is undated, but it comes with day stickers, so you can date it yourself. It has a bookmark that says Feed My Soul. Feed My Soul. That snaps in. It just snaps in like this into the rings. So you can put it on your current. You can put it on your current page so you know where to find it. It has a tab. I thought I got yeah, this one's undated. So it has a tab for each month, but when you flip to the month, it is undated. So just because this is January, it doesn't have to be January of 2026, since that's already over. I can start it in April of 2026 and put the day stickers on that way, and then use the January is 2027. But after the months, it has a section for your WIP list. So all of those projects you've got going on, those works in progress. For the pattern, the date you started, the date you finished, any notes you want to put. It's got a section to keep track of your books and charts, which, I mean, let's face it, 2 pages is not going to be nearly enough for all that. It has a bingo board if you want to play Whip Go. It's got directions there on how to do it. There is a section for a thread conversion section. So if it's like DMC 210, okay, is medium lavender. It's got the Sullivan's number, the DMC 210 medium lavender, what would be the equivalent in weeks, color and cotton, CCT, classic color, no, whatever CCT is, Gentle Arts, okay, CT, color and cotton threads, Classic Color Works, color and cotton, classic color, it's got to be Classic Color Works. It's whatever I've got up there. Wow. Anyway, so it's got the thread conversion, which is handy. There's a section for projects. You can do your project name, designer, fabric you're using, the start and finish dates, and any notes you want to add about the threads or anything. The next section is retreats. The project name you took to the retreat, the budget, the checklist, your notions to bring, your to-do list, your projects to bring. So you would fill this out with Stitch Pluto 2026, French Lick, Indiana. Theme, cryptids. Budget, checklist. Is there electricity at the table? Is there a smalls exchange? Is there a mystery box exchange? And then there's a wish list. Oh, I saw that chart and I'd really like to have it. So you could write it down. Or I really need this color of rainbow gallery. So you could write it down. And then, do I need it for this current project I'm working on? Then yes, it would be high priority. Have I gotten it? It would be high priority. Have I gotten it? Yes, then you would check fulfilled. There's a section for just notes. And then there's a section for definitions, which is, let's see if railroading is in here, because that's something a lot of people use it, a term that gets used that you may not know. Is railroading in here? Yes, railroading is passing the needle between two strands of thread already stitched to give a flatter look to the stitch. So there you go. And it's got like rack, random act of kindness, pad, project all done, ort, SIPs is a stitch in progress. Let's BAP. Some people say it's a big, awesome project, but a BAP, everybody knows it's a big ass project. So anyway, and there's a pocket in the front and the back cover. There's a pocket there. So anyway, if you're a stitcher and a planner, this Planners for the Cross Stitcher Soul is excellent. I have been seeing this, it's targeted advertising. I've been seeing it on my Facebook page as sponsored ads for a while. And when I saw they were going to be at market, I definitely wanted to check this one out. So this is available. If you're interested in it, it's something I would have to special order for you, but I would be more than happy to do that. Yeah, and you can come in and take a look. Like I said, it's a very nice quality. I especially like the gold on the corners there. And next is, this is a lot of stuff I picked up for possible favors for, you're going to see a tail here in a second, possible favors for the retreat, Stitch Pluto. Things I'm thinking about thinking about using. There's some stuff in here that I wanted to try out personally. So we've got some blank line journals. These are just regular soft cover journals. Well, they're not, okay, so they're not soft cover. They're not hard cover, but it is a harder, it's not like a flimsy piece of paper journal. We've got In My Journal Era, we've got Noted, and we've got The Tea. We've got a couple little small cutting pads here. Got a Penelope keychain. This is a glass nail file in kind of a nice plastic. The case is kind of plastic. The handle is kind of a grippy silicone. Got a couple small pair of scissors. This is like a needle minder magnet on a ring, so you could, you know, stick your pins on there. This is a lint eraser. It's a reusable lint roller ball. We've got a handheld fan. I had to get one of these because this is possibly the most powerful handheld fan I have ever seen. And I'm having to tear it up to get into it, so here we go. She had them in pink and gray. Obviously, I just picked one up. I didn't look at it, but I got the gray one. So this is, you can't see, but see, you can see my hair moving. It's, you know, this is on low. And it just keeps going. I mean, it puts out a lot of wind for a little fan. Is it 6 speeds? Does it say? But anyway, probably the most exciting handheld fan I've ever seen, and it is rechargeable, USB rechargeable. I didn't get any of those to put in inventory. Again, like I said, those possibly are retreat goodies. I also have a couple other ideas for future that I might do. But one other thing I have, oh, this is just a small tape measure. Little nice case there. I am always losing my tape measure, so I picked this one up. Again, it's something that I'm thinking about putting in goodie bags. This particular company also does reading glasses. Now, I don't know about you, but when you get to that certain age, I have my cataracts fixed. Yay, I don't have to wear glasses anymore. But now I can't see an inch in front of my face. I can see across the street just fine. But if it's right here, I can't see it. I normally wear a 2.75 for every day. I've been stitching with 3s, but she has all the way up to 6. So I grabbed a pair of 3s, a pair of 4, a pair of 5, and a pair of 6 to see what works for me. So if you are like me, and for up close work, you need something a little bit stronger than what you can get at the drugstore. Because in my experience, I can usually find up to 2.75, sometimes up to 3, but I've never seen anything over 3 available in a drugstore. So if you need something heavier than a 3, I can get you all the way up to a 6. Again, as of right now, that's something that would be special order. I'm not going to keep them in stock. But I would be happy to get those for you. And wow, these are 5s. And oh man, my hands are all wrinkly and gross, but boy, can I really see them. So yeah, that, these cool glasses are about the last thing I got. I think these are 6s, I think. See, I can't, with these on, I can't see myself over there. And I can see up here if I hold it up real close. I can see. So these might be a little bit too strong, but that's something that, you know, I need to try them on. I need to play with. I need to figure out what works for me and what doesn't, and go from there. But that is everything I brought back from Nashville. Now, if you saw me in Nashville, you saw that I had on, I was wearing this name tag, which this was a week of back-to-back. The beginning of the week was the Game Manufacturers Association conference. So I just used the same name tag, or the same lanyard. Instead of using a new one, I just used this lanyard and stuck my Needlework Market tag in front of it. But that's where I was there. I don't have everything together, so I can't show you what I got from there, but I did get a bunch more single games in. That if you're interested in that, come in, take a look around. Got a lot more cool stuff. We'll be getting more cool stuff in. I've got 3 things I think coming. I've got Teresa Kogut. My order from her is being shipped instead of pickup. I have an order from Fern Ridge. Yeah, some beaded needle fob kits are being shipped. And then I also took a class on silver clay, so my pieces I made in that class will be shipped. So that's it. That was what I did this past week. Stop in and see me. Don't forget to go to the website, DysonNeedle.com. Check out Stitch Pluto. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll play D&D. It's a cryptid theme this year. And we are creating our very own cryptid for the event called the Mile Lick Devil Duck. So you can come and join us and see what kind of shenanigans the Devil Duck can get us into. So I hope to see you. I hope you stop in. Hope to see you at the retreat. Hope to see you online. Looking forward to it. And see you here next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. I still need quite a few more followers before I can go live. I know. Why would you want to watch me live? But come on, it would be fun. See you next time.